Starts right now.
From Fox 14, the right news at the right time, and the Spirit of Community Award winner. This is Fox 14 News at 9.
In 11 hours, Louisiana voters head to the polls to decide on the next governor. And President Trump is in the Pelican State for one last-ditch effort to unseat Governor Edwards. And one man is dead after a boating accident in Morehouse Parish. We tell you what deputies say happened. Plus, Lincoln Parish Sheriff's Office is rounding up the outlaws. We tell you their secret weapon to getting those with warrants behind bars. Thank you for choosing Fox 14. I'm Chelsea Jones. Sarah is back Monday. First on Fox, the Morehouse Parish Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal boating accident. It's our top story. Deputies tell us it happened along Bayou Drive on Horseshoe Lake just after lunch. They say a woman and her brother were fishing when he fell out of the boat into the water. Officials say the woman has had no reported injuries, but upon arrival to the scene, deputies pronounced that man dead.
She looked back, he had fallen out of the boat, and the boat was doing circles. She said he surfaced a couple times, then went under. She called 911 while she was in the boat. She managed to get the boat's motor shut off on the boat. It drifted to the bank.
The investigation has been turned over to the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. At Magnolia, Arkansas, a man is dead after being hit by a train. It happened near the Oak Street intersection of the Union Pacific Railroad in McNeil. The victim's been identified as Reginald Harper. His body was sent to the Arkansas Crime Lab to gather further information. That investigation is ongoing. Over the past few weeks, Lincoln Parish officials have been working on this year's warrant roundup. Fox 14's Isabel Albritton traveled to Ruston to speak with agents about the operation and has more.
50 arrest warrants. That's how many were out for 26 different suspects across Lincoln Parish. Agents have been able to make these arrests through Operation Nonstop.
LPNet is our narcotics enforcement team, and this is the second roundup that they've done in 2019.
All of the suspects were wanted for charges related to narcotics distribution in Lincoln Parish.
These drug dealers, they don't just target just adults, also kids, young folks. And when people start using drugs, it actually does. It tears apart families, tears apart communities, and by getting the dealers off the streets, we're removing the source.
Officials say this not only cleans the streets of drugs, but also helps lower the crime rate across the parish.
Whether it be vehicle burglaries or domestic violence, a lot of that stems back to narcotics use. So by getting these drug dealers off the street, it's helping clean up our parish.
The search is not over. There are still outstanding arrest warrants, and officials say they will not stop until all of the suspects are behind bars.
Our guys are working diligently, and these people will be picked up.
In Ruston, Isabel Albritton, Fox 14 News.
Now, officials say the key to finding their suspects was teamwork from multiple agencies that were involved with the operation. Well, President Donald Trump is in Lake Charles, Louisiana for his Keep America Great Again rally. Trump is urging voters to get out and vote to unseat Governor John Bel Edwards. President Trump has called both Republican candidates for governor great, hoping for a runoff. Edwards is the only Democratic governor in the Deep South. Political experts say the governor's race could be a barometer of the president's support among his base. Well, with elections less than 12 hours away, one of our most important jobs is to ensure you're informed ahead of tomorrow's election. Tonight, morning anchor Bodie Brooks looks at the candidates for the House District 20 race.
We are concluding our candidate profiles in House District 20. There are 4 candidates, 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, working to succeed Steve Pilot, Kevin Bates, Tammy Reed, Neil Reiser, and Martez Singleton. These were the issues they say need some major reform if they are elected to the seat.
I see that we have some major issues with trial attorneys being able to just run rampant in our state. The legacy lawsuits we see with our oil and gas industry, we're paying the second highest in the nation auto and liability insurance rates here, and it's all because of that.
The first thing I want to do is have a strong economic structure in District 20. That's one of the main things I want to work on, and improving our school systems, of course, and also infrastructure. I think there's a weak link between government and constituents, and that needs to be rebuilt.
Well, I hope that this temporary sales tax, which I did not vote for, that it'll go away like it's supposed to, and it's about 3.5 years now. And continuing working on rural water systems. I know everybody through this area, through the whole state, is that we have drinkable water that we feel safe with. People are getting where they don't feel safe with water.
Now, we did reach out to Martez Singleton. We're unable to secure an interview with him by the story's airing. If you'd like to hear their full answers to my questions and hear from some of the other candidates before casting your ballot tomorrow, click on the Your Local Election Headquarters tab on myarklamiss.com and tune in to tomorrow night's full election coverage on NBC 10. In the studio for Your Local Election Headquarters, I'm Bodie Brooks.
Now, voting kicks off tomorrow morning. You can cast your ballot at your parish registrar, voter's office, or other designated locations. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. There are 665 candidate races, 58 propositions, and 4 constitutional amendments on ballots across the state. And we will be providing Election Day coverage tomorrow, beginning with our 6 p.m. newscast, and we'll wrap it up for you guys at 10. Now, if you're interested in independent films, the El Dorado Film Festival will have a weekend full of films for you to watch. The festival will feature about 25 filmmakers from across the country. There's a selection of short films, feature films, documentaries, animations, and live action. Film enthusiasts say it's an opportunity to get a first look at some world-class films.
You get the first look at these films here before anyone else. So it's like, hey, I saw this movie. How do I see it? Well, you're going to have to wait for 6 months until it gets on streaming. You get that here before anyone else, and that's exciting to me.
Now, screenings will begin tomorrow at 10 and will go throughout the night. 3 El Dorado filmmakers will be showcasing their projects, and for a full list on what's showing and how you can order your ticket, visit the South Arkansas Arts Center or the link that should be on your screen. All right, Jared, this weather, it's pretty chilly. I'm liking it, but what do we have to look forward to?
More of the same, really. If you're heading out to cast your ballot tomorrow, plan accordingly. But the warm-up is expected to return next week to very fall-like levels. Full look at the forecast next on Fox.
Also coming up on Fox 14, we'll have the latest on the deadly, raging infernos tearing through neighborhoods near Los Angeles. And a local man is getting praise after catching an extremely rare bird. We've got the video, and we have that and more when Fox 14 at News at 9 continues.
Call Creed and Creed today. We're your local injury attorneys.
There's only one place on Friday night to get all of your high school football action and highlights, and that's Football Friday Night Extra. Don't miss it.
Tonight at 11 on Fox 14. Sponsored by American Direct Auto in Winsboro. Saturday, voters head to the polls, and NBC 10 will provide complete election coverage from up-to-the-minute returns to live reports across Louisiana. NBC 10 News, your local election headquarters. Election coverage sponsored by Creed and Creed, your local injury attorneys.
How would you like to consolidate your credit card bills, all loans, medical bills, all your bills, into one payment of just $100 per month? That's the power of bankruptcy. If you qualify, just $100 per month. Call the bankruptcy specialist, E. Orem Young.
Reach for more and spread your wings. Spread my wings and let it ride. Elevate your taste. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings.
These are real Louisiana crawfish. These are from China. They look alike, but we know the difference. This is Governor candidate Eddie Rispone. He says he'll look out for Louisiana workers. But as a businessman, Rispone's been sued time and again for failing to pay employees and refusing to pay their medical bills. And Rispone got caught trying to hire foreign workers instead of people here in Louisiana. Phony Eddie Rispone. He's not for you. Paid for and authorized by Gumbo Pack.
He was always there for me, and he just wants to take the matter in his hands. He doesn't want you stressing, and that was the first thing he told me.
If you're going to make one call, make it count. Call Creed and Creed today.
Trusted conservatives are rallying behind Ralph Abraham for governor, like Louisiana talk show host Moon Griffon, and it's easy to see why. Ralph Abraham is a veteran, served in the National Guard, family doctor, job creator, pro-life advocate, dedicated husband for 43 years. Republican leaders have called Ralph Abraham a solid conservative, a dependable ally to President Trump, tough on immigration, and trusted conservatives' choice for governor.
How would you like to consolidate your credit card bills, all loans, medical bills, all your bills, into one payment of just $100 per month? That's the power of bankruptcy. If you qualify, just $100 per month. Call the bankruptcy specialist, E. Orem Young.
Live Storm Tracker Doppler radar, sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, Storm Tracker weather with Chief Meteorologist Jared Floyd.
Look at the live Storm Tracker Doppler radar brought to you by E. Orem Young. Clear skies in terms of rainfall at this hour, but some patchy light drizzle or light rain could still be had, mainly in the far southern and eastern fringes of the Arclimus. Most of the drier air has won over at this hour. A lot of residual cloud cover, but that's on its way out as well. A lot of those are mid-level clouds at this point, and with northerly winds continuing to push that dry air into place, the last of the clouds will scoot out over the next few hours. Our cold front continuing to advance eastward, still bringing some showers and thunderstorms across southeastern Louisiana, but most of the rainfall has wrapped up for now. That dry air continues to win over through the overnight hours. However, the front itself moves off to the east. The kind of the tail end of this front stalling out near or just along the northern Gulf coastline, retreats northward a little bit, not through our area as a warm front, but close enough in proximity to our area with southwesterly winds returning aloft by Sunday morning that we could muster up some very limited rainfall. In fact, Future Tracker advertising that as well. Note the skies clear as we head through the morning hours tomorrow. Then southwesterly winds back in behind that front relatively quickly as we go into Sunday morning. That'll muster up maybe some scattered showers, mainly south of I-20, and that looks to be the best chances of rain through the daytime hours on Sunday, most of it scattered. In fact, as you move into southern Arkansas, there may be a pretty quick cutoff between cloud cover and sunshine. So it could be kind of a tale of two completely different forecasts across South Arkansas as opposed to folks in North Louisiana, and even as you translate even farther southward with the better rain chances residing there. Those scattered showers will linger through much of the day on Sunday. We kind of reload with the same thing on Monday morning with more of the southern parishes perhaps running in to a few sporadic showers. Burn bans will remain in place, but we have lifted two more parishes, Lincoln and Union parishes, both lifted from the burn bans today. Other ones will remain in place, well, until we get some more rainfall. And today's rain, probably not enough to get rid of a lot of that. Upper 40s at this hour in Camden and El Dorado, 48, 49 respectively. Still 61 in Vicksburg, 60 in Natchez, but at 9 o'clock at night, nice little small victory to get to that level in terms of temperatures. Low to mid-50s along the I-20 corridor. Compare this to where we were 24 hours ago, 28 degrees cooler in El Dorado, 17 degrees cooler in Monroe, and even in the low 60s along the Mississippi Valley, they're some 20 degrees cooler than they were at this time yesterday. We'll look for lows tonight to eventually fall back off most spots into the mid-40s under mainly clear skies overnight, but those clouds will continue to scoot out. Winds will stay out of the north, rain chances close to 0. Afternoon highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 60s. More sunshine, winds will stay out of the northeast, and the rain chances again close to 0. Primary day across Louisiana tomorrow. If you're going to cast your ballot early, carry a jacket, maybe a little breezy to start. Highs near 70 for Sunday with those scattered showers along the I-20 corridor, points farther southward. More of the same for Monday. Better rain chances in response to an upper level disturbance on Tuesday. Very fall-like through the middle part of the week, and we could be trending toward a larger storm system and better rain chances by the end of next week, something we'll be keeping an eye on.
We're happy about that, though.
Yeah, and much needed rain to get rid of all the burn bans and the drought conditions in our area.
And I'm here for it.
Yep.
Thanks, Jared.
You bet.
About 100,000 people have fled from their homes as a deadly inferno rages near Los Angeles. At least one person has died, and wildfires are eating through once thriving neighborhoods. Paul Vergerman is there with the latest.
Mandatory means mandatory. If you're instructed to leave, please leave.
Tens of thousands of people under mandatory evacuation orders after the Saddle Ridge fire exploded overnight in the San Fernando area of Los Angeles.
The fire quickly evolved into a wind-driven fire.
The wildfire spread in what officials called an uncontrolled fashion, crossing major freeways. Officials are already starting to evaluate homes that have been lost to the fire, and they say residents should not wait for someone to knock on their door to leave.
And I don't want to tell family that I lost a deputy because you stay behind.
Yet despite the strong Santa Ana winds and the evacuation orders, some residents are staying put.
I just decided to stay. My brother decided to stay. Our neighbors decided to stay.
Hoping to protect their homes a little longer.
I know they give us a notice, but still I cannot leave.
I know when to leave, you know. The minute it's going to be very, very bad, then I have to leave.
The fire started around 9 p.m. Thursday, growing rapidly, engulfing more than 7,500 acres.
It appears there's a lull in activity there, but don't be fooled. There's a lot of open fire line. There's a lot of potential for continued growth of this fire.
In Sylmar, California, I'm Paul Verkaman reporting.
Still ahead on Fox 14 News, they've earned the right to kick back and relax. We'll share how local community members pulled together to show some veterans some love with a seat.
Want to take your X5 to the next level? Now you can with X5 Advantage, giving you enhanced performance and protection. When devices are connected to your home's Wi-Fi, they're protected, helping keep outsiders from getting inside. Plus, you get unlimited data, so you can stream, surf, and game all you want. With confidence, you can get coverage where you need it most. That's X5 Advantage. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $20 a month for 12 months. Or get 4 times the speed for just $10 more a month. Call, click, or visit a store today.
One candidate for Senate 33 has the best business and community record. That candidate, Wade Bishop, has the endorsement of his community and business leaders. The new Senate leadership will be looking for proven, hands-on business experience, job creation capabilities, and actual budget experience. There is really only one candidate who has those qualifications, and that's Republican Wade Bishop.
Wish we could afford to buy new furniture.
What is this? It's your breakthrough from Conn's Home Plus. Conn's Low Payment Finder finds the lowest payment tailored to you, good credit or building credit.
Wow!
And now, during Cashbacktober, get up to $500 cash back on your furniture purchase, plus an additional $200 cash back when you combine it with a TV. And get Cashbacktober offers store-wide all month long.
Every day, you work hard to provide for your family. But when you're injured on the job, the work stops and money stops coming in. Medical expenses and bills start piling up. Don't let the insurance company deny, delay, or limit your workers' comp claim. An experienced attorney can fight for the maximum benefits you deserve. Injured on the job? Call attorney Bobby Manning.
I'm attorney Bobby Manning. Don't delay. Call me today.
October is spectacular at Lucky's Casino in Waverly with zombie cash drawings all month long. It will be a scary good time at our costume contest and Halloween party on October 25th from 5 to 9 p.m. with DJ Cortez. Feeling lucky today? At Lucky's Casino in Waverly, you could win $1,000 on the spot. We're always open with the best customer service in town. Come on down to Lucky's Casino in Waverly, where the fun never ends and all we're missing is you.
This fall, book 2 separate qualifying stays at choicehotels.com and earn a free night. Because when your business is rewarding yourself, our business is you. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Just one drop. Oh! Gorilla Super Glue Micro Precise. Of course.
Precise application, controlled dispensing with Gorilla Strength for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Fox 14 News at 9 continues.
Students at Retta Brown Elementary are learning how to save, budget, and even write checks. Fox 14's Gabrielle Pfeiffer spoke with some of the students about how they're stacking up big with the lessons they've learned.
In the bank, maybe, save it up, put a little bit in there every week, and then you have enough to what?
Buy something that costs what you want to buy.
That's exactly right.
It's lessons like these that students at Retta Brown Elementary are able to take away from their financial literacy program. The program is spearheaded by Simmons Bank, all in an effort to pass on financial knowledge to the next generation.
It's very important that children at a very early age understand the money basics.
Besides the financial literacy lessons, students get to actually purchase items they need with their Retta Bucks. As if you have big bucks like this girl,
you have no idea how long she's been saving.
Students can purchase a few items that they want.
I've learned a lot. It teaches us how, when we're grown, we're going to start having to save money instead of trying to buy everything right away.
The program goes beyond just money management. The principal says since the program started, the atmosphere in the school has completely changed.
It's really kind of challenged students to be kind and to be on task and to do what is expected of them.
The students are granted Retta Bucks as a reward for academic achievement, good behavior, and even parent participation at school functions. In El Dorado, Gabrielle Pfeiffer, Fox 14 News.
Simmons Bank Nationwide joins this effort to teach financial literacy. The bank in El Dorado visits elementary schools there in Parker's Chapel and Strong. The Northeast Louisiana Veterans Home receives new recliners for the veterans in the Alzheimer's wing. They provide comfort, relaxation, and help the residents feel better after sitting in wheelchairs all day long. Margaret Horn organized the donation of the new chairs, sending out letters to the community to raise funds. She says she started getting enough money for 3 chairs, then 4, then 6. Her goal is to make the veterans feel like they're at a home away from home.
This is just a dream of mine now, to give these men that have done so much for us and sacrificed so much. So this is a way of giving back to our vets by giving them a chair to rest in every day.
To donate, Horn says you can send money to the Veterans Home and mention that it's for the recliners. Well, success takes flight in the Louisiana falconry world as a local catches the first peregrine falcon for hunting. Fox 14's Maya Hudgens talked with a master falconer about his new falcon and how training is going.
And I would spend the day waiting and watching and hoping and praying.
After sitting in a stand for 10 days, a Monroe master falconer caught the first wild peregrine falcon in the state of Louisiana. This is the 3rd year Wildlife and Fisheries have done a drawing for 1 permit, but no one has been able to capture a peregrine falcon until this year.
It's going to be up to me, actually, to show him the game, and then he's going to kill. He's a machine.
Though Arctic Boy is less than a year old and barely weighs 1 pound, his species is the fastest on Earth, clocking in at 242 miles per hour.
Hopefully train him to bring up hundreds of feet. And he'll be way above me as I flush his game for him, and he'll stoop after it and chase it and take it down.
Arctic Boy has been training for 3 days, so as winter comes, he can help his trainer hunt dove and other small game birds. Some of Arctic Boy's training consists of flying and walking to Barry and simulating game chasing with a lure. Barry says in a couple of weeks he will be ready to fly.
Oh, I have great expectations for him, but who knows? I'm sure he's going to give it his all.
After this falcon hunts a couple of seasons, Barry will release him back into the wild.
We're not into it for the numbers. It's the quality of the sport, interacting with a bird, a magnificent animal like this.
Though Arctic Boy has yet to be on a hunt, he's in good hands and is eager for his first flight. Reporting in Monroe, Maya Hudgens, Fox 14 News.
The peregrine falcon was an endangered subspecies in 1970, but thanks to falconers, they were taken off the list in the late 1990s and have made a huge comeback. Well, up next, we have one last look for your 7-day forecast. That's next when Fox 14 News at 9 continues.
How would you like to consolidate your credit card bills, all loans, medical bills, all your bills into one payment of just $100 per month? That's the power of bankruptcy. If you qualify, just $100 per month. Call the bankruptcy specialist, E. Orem Young.
4 years ago, I said I would open Louisiana's doors to the world. Boy, did we ever. We welcomed over 51 million visitors last year alone. That's the largest increase ever. Those visitors left behind $1.9 billion in taxes that you and I didn't have to pay. We've created over 7,000 new jobs in tourism. How y'all doing? And we're just getting started. I'm your Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser, asking for your vote.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in a Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up,
change temperature to 72,
the lights down,
dim the lights,
and still access their DVR?
Play VOD.
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that. The new Dish voice remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
It all felt like a dream. The years felt like a breeze as they passed us by.
The 2019 Toyota Highlander. The best seats in the house.
Right now, get $3,000 customer cash, or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a sophisticated new 2019 Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
How would you like to consolidate your credit card bills, all loans, medical bills, all your bills, into one payment of just $100 per month? That's the power of bankruptcy. If you qualify, just $100 per month. Call the bankruptcy specialist, E. Orem Young.
Now, it's time for your Go Nation Report, sponsored by Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys.
LSU's new offense continues to be a topic of conversation week after week for college football analysts. The guy powering that offense, quarterback Joe Burrow, is in a conversation of his own as a serious candidate this year for the Heisman Trophy. College Game Day analysts spoke on how Burrow has proven himself to be in that race.
There is no question that he is a legitimate Heisman contender, and at this moment in time, at this point as we sit here in early to mid-October, he has as much of a claim to it as anyone in the sport.
A group that they say has yet to prove themselves is the LSU defense, who was heavily criticized for allowing Texas to put up 38 points in the Tigers' win.
You know, the Texas game, they gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards against probably one of the better teams they faced this season. So we're going to see them tomorrow night.
Well, they already proved they weren't DBU the first week against Texas. I mean, that was DB burnt you on both sides. Like, both sides got destroyed. I mean, let's be honest. I will say this, Stingley's the best. I mean, we can talk about Fulton, we can talk about Delpit, we can talk about all the guys. Like, when I'm watching tape, that guy is like, holy cow, next level freaky.
For your Go Nation report, I'm Brooke Kirchhoffer.
That was your Go Nation Report.
Quick look at the 7-day forecast shows afternoon highs in the mid to upper 60s through primary weekend in Louisiana. If you're headed out tomorrow morning early to cast your ballot, keep the jacket handy. It'll likely be in the mid to upper 40s to kick things off. Clouds will sneak back in, especially in the southern parishes as we go into Sunday and Monday with some lingering showers. Rain likely on Tuesday as an upper level disturbance moves through. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but not expecting widespread storms. Very fall-like for Wednesday and Thursday, and Friday could be the beginnings of a very rainy next weekend, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Thanks, Jared. Researchers say they have figured out Halloween's most popular candy. According to Monmouth University, it's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. The university says in the poll, 36% of Americans picked the chocolate and peanut butter treat as their favorite, but there's a caveat. The survey only had 8 top-selling brands to choose from, to include Snickers, M&M's, Hershey Bars, and Candy Crunch.
Start limiting the choices, and then it becomes a skewed poll.
Yeah, well, Reese's is not my favorite. Is it yours?
It's one of mine. It's up there.
Well, y'all can have that.
Okay.
Well, enjoy it this Halloween, and we'll see you back here next week. Have a great weekend.